Sometimes the best moments are the really simple ones, like this morning, just sitting with a warm coffee, quiet for a few minutes. It's amazing the clarity you can find then, isn't it? So wherever you are right now, maybe commuting, maybe winding down, or just grabbing a moment for yourself, welcome. We've put together this deep dive for you. Today, we're digging into something pretty fundamental, I think. A truth we all kind of know deep down. Nothing really, truly meaningful comes easy. We're not talking about quick wins or surface level stuff here, no. We mean like real confidence, that deep inner peace, doing work that actually matters, and finding that authentic kind of love. These things, they aren't just handed to you, they're built, often slowly, sometimes painfully. So our mission today is really to unpack that journey. Why does it feel so hard sometimes? Why so slow? And crucially, how do we navigate it? We'll be pulling insights from some really interesting source material.
It's fascinating, isn't it? How much we're geared towards ease now. I mean, we live in this world of, one click everything, instant messages, filtered results online.
Yeah.
It creates this background hum, this expectation that things should be easy.
Yeah, it's so true.
But the research and just lived experience really shows that the things that genuinely matter, well, they just don't work like that. Think about it. You can't build a really strong friendship if you skip all the hard conversations, right?
Right.
You definitely won't feel truly confident if you only ever do what feels comfortable, what's easy, and real growth. That absolutely means stepping out of your comfort zone, often way out, into discomfort, really.
That really hits home. And makes me think about something I've seen and honestly felt myself. Like, have you ever really wanted something good, maybe more patience or self-acceptance, and then bam, life throws you situations that test that exact thing?
Oh, absolutely. It's a common experience.
It's like you whisper, okay, I want to be more patient. And suddenly you're stuck in the slowest queue ever or dealing with someone really frustrating 10 times over.
Exactly. Or, I really want to love myself, and then suddenly every single old insecurity you thought you dealt with just flares up.
Yeah. And it feels like a setback, right? Like, oh no, this isn't working.
Right. But what's so interesting from the material we looked at is reframing that it's not necessarily failure. It could actually be alignment.
Alignment, how so?
Well, it's like life, or maybe your deeper self, is checking in. Okay, you say you want this. Are you sure? Because anything truly worthwhile is going to ask something of you. It demands effort.
That shifts the perspective completely. It's not a sign you're wrong, it's a sign you're serious.
Precisely. And we're often conditioned to see discomfort or even pain as a red flag, like, whoa, stop, wrong way. But if you look at, say, habit change or personal development, sometimes that pain is just, well, it's the cost of entry. The price of becoming real, as one source put it rather beautifully.
The price of becoming real. I like that.
Yeah. Think about working out. Your muscles get sore, they ache before they get stronger. It's the tearing and rebuilding.
That makes sense.
And it's similar when you're working on yourself, confronting old beliefs, changing patterns. It can make your heart ache or your mind feel really tired before you find that new sense of peace.
So the struggle isn't weakness.
Not at all. It's fundamentally human. If what you're trying to build really matters to you, then yeah, it's probably supposed to feel a little heavy sometimes.
Because you're carrying something important.
Exactly. You're carrying something that matters. So you're not behind schedule, you're not broken, you're just in the middle of the work.
Okay, so if this effort and discomfort are part of the process, why do so many of us, myself included sometimes, want to give up when it gets hard?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah. And the material suggests something really insightful. Often, it's not actually laziness. It's fear. Fear that we're not actually good enough to do it. Fear of doing it wrong. Or maybe the worst one. Fear that all this effort, all this struggle will be for nothing in the end.
That resonates. That fear of wasted effort.
Which is why, trying to rush things or constantly comparing your messy middle to someone else's shiny Instagram feed, it's just so counterproductive. It feeds that fear.
It really does. And it fuels this misconception about people who achieve things. We often think they have some secret sauce, like way more motivation or just raw talent.
Right, like they were just born that way.
Yeah. But when you actually look at studies on persistence, on grit, as some researchers call it, it often comes down to something less glamorous. They just got better at staying.
Staying?
Staying through the boring bits. The boring middle where nothing exciting seems to happen. Staying through the days you really, really don't feel like it.
The I don't feel like it days are tough.
They are. And crucially, staying even when they weren't sure it was working. When there was no immediate proof.
That's key, isn't it? Because progress so rarely feels like progress while you're in it.
Exactly. You don't feel fluent after studying a language for a week.
No way.
You don't feel instantly healed after having a good cry about something painful.
Definitely not.
Our expectation of seeing results now just clashes with how real change actually happens quietly, incrementally.
It is quiet, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're so used to instant feedback loops, like checking things off a list, seeing that progress bar move.
Yeah, we love that dopamine hit.
We do. But real growth,
Yeah.
it's often invisible for a while. Sometimes your biggest win for the day isn't some huge achievement.
Yeah.
It might just be, managing to get out of bed when you wanted to hide.
Yeah.
Or catching yourself before you say something harsh to yourself.
Yes, those small internal shifts.
Or writing one sentence when you feel blocked.
Yeah.
Saying no to one distraction. These things seem tiny.
They seem tiny, but they're mighty. Small is powerful. Small is sustainable.
And small, repeated over time. That's what changes lives.
Absolutely. And this leads to something really counterintuitive but important. A lot of people quit right when they're actually closest to making it through.
Really? Why then?
Well, think about it. As you get nearer to something meaningful, something you really want, the resistance, that internal friction, it gets louder.
Okay.
That voice of fear kicks into high gear. This is just too hard. You're not made for this. What if this is all just a waste of time?
Yeah, the voice can be very convincing.
It really can. And if we don't recognize it for what it is, often a sign you're stretching, you're close to change, we mistake that intense discomfort as a signal to stop. This feels awful. I should quit.
But really, it might mean keep going.
Often, yes. It often means keep going. It's like right before something gets genuinely easier, it can feel almost impossible.
Like a final push.
Exactly. And right before a big breakthrough, there's often a period that feels like a breakdown. Increased pressure, doubt, things feel like they're falling apart.
Wow. So, okay, if you're listening and you're in that place right now, that messy, unshiny middle bit where the motivation's gone, nobody's clapping for you. Just know this. You don't have to feel strong to keep going.
That's so important. You don't need the feeling.
You just need to take one more step and then maybe another one after that.
One step at a time.
And slowly, eventually, you will feel a shift. Maybe not outside first, but inside. A little click, a little more space.
That internal shift is everything.
It is. That's the start of something real. So please stay with it. Stay with the process.
Yeah.
You owe yourself that chance.
This ties into another big idea, this sort of cultural myth that if we just, do everything right, be positive, work hard, be kind, then life should be smooth sailing, pain-free.
Yeah, we can somehow bypass the hard stuff if we're good enough.
Right. But some really profound philosophical and psychological insights challenge that directly. They suggest that pain isn't always a sign something's wrong. Sometimes pain just means something real is happening.
Something real, meaning growth.
Exactly. It's the friction of transformation, not necessarily a sign you took a wrong turn.
That hits me hard, actually. It reminds me of years ago. I moved to a completely new city, didn't know a soul, left everything familiar behind.
That's a huge leap.
It was huge. And I told myself, I'm strong, I'm capable, I can handle being lonely for a bit. But nights were tough. When it got quiet, there was this ache, this deep emptiness I couldn't even name properly.
I can imagine.
It wasn't quite sadness, more like being adrift. And I remember thinking, clear as day, why is this so unbelievably hard? Did I mess up? If this was the right move, shouldn't it feel, I don't know, better?
That makes perfect sense to ask that.
But looking back now, I see that pain wasn't proof I was lost. It was the feeling of shedding. Shedding old habits, old comforts, old versions of me that just didn't fit anymore.
That's a powerful realization.
And that shedding process, it hurts. It really does. Like you said about muscles tearing before growing, our hearts, our sense of self, they stretch and feel raw before they can expand.
And we don't often talk about that specific kind of pain, do we? The discomfort that comes when you consciously choose better.
Choose better.
Yeah, when you decide to stop numbing out, stop pretending things are okay when they're not, stop running from what's true for you.
Okay.
When you get really honest, truly honest with yourself and maybe others, life responds. It has to. But its response isn't always a warm hug.
Right. Sometimes it's silence or challenges.
Sometimes silence, yes. Sometimes big challenges. Sometimes grief for what you're letting go of, even if it wasn't good for you.
It's tough. But you're saying it's worth it.
Profoundly worth it, according to this perspective. Because pain, weirdly, has this gift. It cuts through the noise. It shows you who you really are underneath it all.
Oh, so?
It clarifies what you actually value. When things hurt, You suddenly know what's important, and if you let it, that pain becomes a teacher. It teaches boundaries, patience, what really matters.
So if you're listening and you're hurting right now,
Huh.
if things feel heavy, confusing,
Mm,
your feelings are valid, just completely valid.
absolutely.
And maybe, just maybe, what you're going through is actually shaping something inside you that you can't even see yet. You might be in what the sources call a season of becoming.
A season of becoming. I like that framing.
And these seasons, they often look like stillness from the outside,
Mm.
or loss, or just deep uncertainty. But it doesn't mean you're broken or behind. You're just in it.
You're in the thick of it.
Yeah. And if it hurts, it might be because you're actually finally growing.
And building on that, let's be real. Healing isn't always gentle yoga and bubble baths. Sometimes it's messy.
Oh, definitely.
And becoming who you're meant to be isn't always graceful. Think about the qualities we admire most: self-respect, deep inner peace, real resilience.
Mm-hmm.
They're often forged in the fires, right? In moments we never would have chosen, but they change us anyway, fundamentally.
Which leads to this kind of strange paradox, doesn't it? The moment you actually commit to growth, like
Mm.
really choose it, life often seems to get harder for a bit, not easier.
Yes, that's such a crucial point. It feels counterintuitive.
It does. Like you decide to wake up early and your bed suddenly feels like the most comfortable place on earth.
Every time.
Or you decide, okay, no more people pleasing, and boom, guilt hits you like a ton of bricks.
Or you set a boundary, finally, and suddenly you feel more alone than ever, at least initially.
Exactly. And it's so easy to fall into that trap of thinking, if this was right, it should feel smooth. Ease must be proof.
But that's not how growth works, usually. Growth inherently feels like friction, like effort, like walking uphill and you can't see the top yet.
So that feeling of difficulty isn't a stop sign.
Not necessarily. Trust that if it feels hard, you're probably not stuck. You're probably just changing, really changing.
What does that changing look like?
It means stepping out of those old ingrained patterns, moving through beliefs that kept you small. It's walking towards a life with maybe higher standards, deeper habits, more real love and connection.
Real things take effort.
Real things challenge you. Because real peace isn't just about feeling calm when life is easy peasy. It's about finding ways to stay centered when life is definitely not easy.
And real strength isn't just pushing through nonstop.
No. It's also knowing when to pause, when to say no, when to rest. That's strength too, and real growth. It shows up as discomfort so often, not because you're wrong, but because you're shedding everything that just doesn't fit anymore.
Okay, so when it feels hard, when that discomfort really kicks in, maybe instead of panicking, we could ask ourselves some questions.
Anchoring questions, yes, that's a great idea.
Like, what part of me is actually growing right now? Or what fear am I finally looking in the eye? What truth am I starting to accept, even though it hurts a bit?
Yeah. Those questions. They probably won't give instant answers, you know?
No magic wand.
No. But they might ground you, remind you. You're not lost. You're just becoming someone stronger, someone more you.
You're in process. Exactly. And, maybe the most honest thing we can take away from all this, something I really hope you hear if you're listening, if it feels hard right now, it means you haven't quit.
That's powerful.
It means you're still showing up day after day, maybe just barely some days, but you're showing up.
Yeah.
And that act alone, it's worth so much more than you probably realize.
It truly is.
Because most people, they don't make it through the really tough parts. Not because they're weak, but maybe because nobody ever told them this crucial thing, that pain, that struggle. It often means it's working.
It means something is happening, something real. So yeah, this season you're in, this particular struggle, this doubt that keeps nagging at you, it is not at the end of the story. It's the middle, the messy, vital middle of your becoming.
The middle of your becoming. I love that.
So please, keep going, even if you have to go slowly. Keep trusting the process, even if you're not sure how it all works out. Keep believing, even if that fear voice is still whispering doubts in your ear.
Because you weren't meant for easy.
No. You're meant for a real life, a meaningful one, a life that feels like it's truly yours. And yeah, that won't come easy, but it will come.
It will come. Because nothing worth having comes easy. But maybe everything worth having is already waiting for you to grow into it.
Waiting for you to become ready for it.
Yeah. So whatever you're navigating, please take a moment today and just give yourself some credit. Seriously, look how far you've come.
Acknowledge the journey.
You are not where you used to be. You are not stuck. You're in motion. You're absolutely in process. And maybe, just to leave you with something to think about, what's one thing in your life right now that feels really hard, but also undeniably meaningful? Just hold that question for a bit.